What I need now is true strength, and I am not gonna give up until I get it! All my money got big, yeah, right, fight through time.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another What I Eat Today. This is what I'm laughing at. He's hiding in the pantry. He just shut the door of the pantry. It is currently Tuesday morning. I am sick as a dog. I am actually going to be going to urgent care after I drop the girls off. I do need to fill y'all in on what happened over the weekend and all the craziness. But did you notice I'm not in a sweatshirt? Because it's hot here in Georgia. Finally, well, not hot. I mean, it's like in the 70s, but I will take it. I love a good warm weather. For breakfast this morning, I've got my Alani Nu, of course, my pink slush, the OG, my favorite, and then I'm going to be having my overnight oats. I am going to be able to show those to you this morning since I have a little time. I'm going to be putting 18 grams of chocolate chips on there, and then I broke my graham cracker pulling it out of the package, but 14 grams of graham crackers. That's going to be breakfast, but I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. All right, you guys, this is what the final product looks like. This graham cracker was 15 grams. It literally is between 14 to 15 grams. All I do is just adjust that in my fitness pal, stick a spoon in it, call it a morning. I've already got the girls' lunch boxes packed up last night. I started doing the whole try to make them the night before to save me a little bit of time. And it actually has, like I said, got my Alani right there. But I am 100% sure what I got was from the ER taking Brooklyn the other night. I have a sore throat and I'm like super congested and my head is pounding and I have to take Motrin. I know I'm not supposed to, y'all, but all day yesterday I took Motrin just to keep the headache away. I was literally in so much pain and my neck hurts. And I was like, okay, like if it's something serious, they need to treat it within 24 to 48 hours. So I need to get to the urgent care. So I canceled my training today, which stung a lot. I've had to cancel so many training sessions and haven't been able to go to the gym. Like last week was a good week except for like 3 days, but I was able to go after school because the girls were out and stuff. But it's just been one thing after another, but it's okay. Like I said in my last video, it's okay. I still have my family. I still have my kids. I still have everything. It's just a time. It's a time in life that, you know, we're just going through it, okay? But it's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. But I will talk to y'all soon after I get the girls dropped off. I'll fill you in and we'll head and get some meds or something to get rid of this. But I'll see you on the way there. Okay. So we were back from the doctor. They gave me 2 shots to the tuchus. That's what we call it for the girls, the tuchus instead of the butt. But I got 2 shots. One was a steroid and one was something else. They don't know necessarily what it is right now. They said that I was, since my symptoms started on Sunday, today's Tuesday, that their in-house test wouldn't register. So they sent it off and I'll know first thing tomorrow morning. But she said my throat, as you can tell, like, I'm like swollen right here. It's so bad. Like even touching it like hurts. My neck hurts, my head hurts, and she said my throat is really, really, really red. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, you were just here like 2 weeks ago and had a 10-day round of antibiotics. And I was like, yeah. I was like, but apparently people in the ER don't know how to cover their mouth. Speaking of, I just wanted to take a little short segment to talk about what had happened. Maybe this can also educate moms if you have little ones. Of what to look for. I just kind of wanted to share Brooklyn's story because I do think it is a learning thing. And I can tell you, I have been through a lot with my kids. Like before YouTube, before everything, I had very, very traumatic instances of allergies. I've taken, I think, 4 ambulance rides, 2 with Bella, 2 with Brooklyn, to hospitals for, they stopped breathing, they were choking, vomiting. They had really, really bad allergies to food. They tested out of them. But I learned with Bella's first time, because she's my oldest, with Bella's first time how to, I know I didn't handle the situation perfect. And this is the other thing. I have been by myself every single time this has happened. Every single time they've had an allergic reaction, it's been me by myself. It is the scariest thing in the world to just be you. All your neighbors are at work, you know, it's just you, your baby, and that's it. And it happened young too. They had their allergies before 4 months, both of them. Bella's first attack was at, I think it was like 2.5 months. And it was that was a learning experience, and I felt God with me the whole time. And it prepared, like, I'm getting emotional. I'm getting emotional because, like, remembering what happened, and I can still see her face, and I can still see every single thing that happened, and I can tell you every single detail of that day and every detail of all the instances because it's like burned into my memory. But now looking back on it, I learned so much from that first allergy attack that it helped me when all the other ones started happening. And it taught me how to educate people in my family of what to look for, how to react, and stuff like that. But this time was a little bit different, and it was a little bit easier to control because it wasn't a stop breathing type of a situation, right? Whereas all the other ones have been, like, it was real bad. Like, whew, I even have literally a spot on my floor from where Brooklyn was vomiting acid, basically, from an allergy attack. And my floor is like ruined in that one spot. And like, those are serious situations, right? This one, it was Friday. As y'all know, Brooklyn, I had told y'all had the allergy attack. We went to the doctor. They said just, give her some Benadryl and stuff like that. The hives will go away. But that I could send her to school on Friday, right? So Friday, sent her to school. She still was broke out in hives all over the place. Bless my baby. I told him, I was like, please don't freak out. And they were really welcoming. They knew everything that was going on. So I dropped her off at school. I went and trained. I had training from 9 to 10. And I was talking to my best friend on the way to the gym because, I go and do cardio at Planet Fitness. So I was done at 10, and I was on my way. I was talking to my best friend to Planet Fitness, and I sat in the parking lot for about 20 more minutes talking to her because we had a big day planned Saturday. We were going to have a girls' day. I hadn't seen her in so long. And I got off the phone, went into Planet Fitness, and got my sweet sweat on, and was on the Stairmaster, and it hit. I remember exactly when it hit. It was 8 minutes and 27 seconds. I saw the daycare's name pop up, and I was like, okay. So I took a deep breath. I answered it. They said, hey, Brooklyn's running a fever of 100.3, which technically, like, if you're pediatrics, that's not really a fever, but to them, it's a fever, And I was like, okay. And they said, she's not talking, which is not like Brooklyn, type of thing. And I was like, okay, let me hop off here. I'll be there in like 10 minutes because it's 10 minutes away. They said, okay. So I hop in my car, get everything off, run. I just kind of calmly walked out the door, but I was like in a hurry, if that makes sense. Like, I was calm, but I was like, we need to go, And I was kind of like freaked out because I was like, she was fine when I dropped her off and everything like that. So I went and picked her up, and she was talking my head off. And I was like, girl, like, did you just pull the wool over their eyes and just want to come hang out with mama? Didn't really think much about it. And about that time, it was around nap time. So as soon as we got home, I got her, I opened her lunchbox. She had ate most of her lunch. So I was like, okay, because, it was almost 11 o'clock by now. And I was like, okay. So I let her watch a little bit of Frozen. Then it was nap time. And then she napped from 12 until we had to go pick up Bella. And we got Bella, and Brooklyn was fine. We went and got our Friday cake pop, came back home, and I remember her just being like a little bit lethargic, not super lethargic, just a little bit, because my Brooklyn is a lap dog. Like, she loves being cuddled. She's a big squishmallow. Like, I just love holding on to her. But I noticed she just kind of wanted to lay off on her own, and I was like, okay, like, let's keep an eye on you type thing. So around 5:30, we had just finished Frozen 1 and 2. I swear, if I watch another Frozen movie, I'm going to gouge my eyes out. Frozen 1 and 2, and she stepped down off the couch, and we had a blanket on the floor, and I knew Bella had been playing with her Magnetiles, and Brooklyn started screaming, like, screaming, and I was like, girl, like, quit stepping on the toy, like, get off the toys, like, I was just kind of looking over, like, get off the toys, hop up here. And so she hopped back up on the couch, and we watched, we were in the middle of watching another movie, and I don't know why she had got down again, but when she got down the second time, it was around like 6:30, more closer to 7. She stepped down and started screaming, my feet hurt, pick me up, her exact words. My feet hurt, pick me up, screaming hysterically, crying. I pick her up, and when I picked her up, I looked at her feet, and they were swollen. They were red hot, swollen, like they looked like they were gonna bust, like it was that bad, right? So my first reaction is call my husband, see where he's at, because I'm by myself. I've got both girls. My mom and dad were at a Van Halen tribute. There was a band doing a Van Halen thing. I have both my girls. Her feet look really bad. And then I look at her hands, and her hands are swelling up and turning red. So I was like, okay, Benadryl. So I went, grabbed some Benadryl, got it into her, called, was like, hey, where you at? Alex was like, I'm at the building. I'll be, there in a little bit. I was like, okay. Brooklyn's feet are swelling. She's screaming. I don't really know what to do. So I called my mom to let her kind of know what's going on, because if push comes to shove, like I need somebody here to watch Bella. And so she's like, okay, what are your plans? Like, and I was like, I'm going to call CHOA, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. I'm going to call them. They're our on-call doctor when our doctors aren't in. I've had many a talks with CHOA, many talks, with after hours and allergy attacks and stuff like that. So I called them, and they went through the questionnaires with me of like, what's going on, like evaluate her, have her out, blah, 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 blah. And the nurse was really calm with me, and I was going through everything. And at the end of it, she goes, we need you to get to an emergency room. I said, okay. Like, I didn't really think it, when she said that, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I just thought, hey, like, we need to get her maybe some meds or something like that. And I said, okay, do you want me to come to CHOA? And she goes, where are you at? And I said where I was. And I said, do you know where that's at? She goes, yes, that is way too far away. We need you to get to the nearest emergency room. That's when it like clicked in my head, hey, this is really bad. And I guess what they were afraid of was it could escalate to her like not breathing. You know how like some allergy attacks can happen. So I called my mom and was like, hey, this is what's going on. She told me, go ask your neighbor. My neighbor is a godsend, like an actual godsend. She's amazing. I went over there and I was like, hey, can you please come watch Bella until my mom gets home? And she was like, yes. Like she sprinted over here. She was here within a second, and she's so good with Bella. Like Bella knows her. They have a pool at their house. So like Bella's been there and stuff. And Bella just started playing with her, and my mom got here pretty quick, but we were already gone. So we get to, the hospital we're going to, the ER. They were so amazing. So amazing. But we were there for 10 hours because during the time, they had her in a room. They put her in a room so she wasn't around all the crap. We did have to wait in the waiting room, I think, for 3 hours, but they were like strictly monitoring her. But they wanted her in a bed. They didn't like in a room with a private bathroom. They didn't want her out in the hallway, which I respect. But while out in the emergency room, like this lady was just coughing everywhere. I think that's where I got all this crap from, which you can probably tell I sound like crap. My throat is literally raw, but I want to get this out and then I'm going to rest for a little bit. So we get back to our room and they have ambulances like the whole time we're in there. It's critical coming in 10 minutes, critical coming in 10 minutes, like ambulances after ambulances after ambulances. And when ambulances come in, you get put to the back. You know what I mean? Like you are not priority. All the doctors, nurses, they've got to take care of the ambulances. Right. And, so anyway, they were able to swab her. They tested her for strep because they wanted to kind of knock out all this stuff because they were like, hey, like, this is really bad for just an amoxicillin, allergy. And they were also in contact with CHOA at the same time. Like, they were communicating back and forth because CHOA had told me, get to the nearest emergency room. And then if they need to, they can take her by ambulance here. But you need to get to the nearest emergency room and they'll take care of it from there. So they were in touch with CHOA the whole time. The hardest thing, and it comes up later when I'm going to talk about it, about just something that happened after the fact, but they had to take her blood to make sure that it wasn't Kawasaki's disease. And they couldn't get her blood. They stuck her 3 different times. And her arm they had a pediatric, and that's one thing I want to make clear. They had a pediatric phlebotomist. And he literally had ultrasound machines. He tried different gauges and needles. He tried everything. It was the hardest thing as a mom to watch. I remember I did good with the first stick that was on this arm. The nurses were like, we didn't get it. We're not messing with her. We're going to go get the pediatric person. And I was like, okay, cool. She did okay with that. She screamed a little bit, you know, like, duh, like kids are going to scream. The pediatric guy came in and he wanted to make sure that when he did get the blood that he had an IV as well, just in case they had to do IV medications, so he wouldn't have to stick her more than once. He had tried it up here and it failed, so he found another vein down here because he was using an ultrasound machine. And Brooklyn, it was so traumatic, y'all. Like, I've been through a lot with my kids, and that was the hardest thing. I remember I held it together, and they were doing the third stick, and they were having to pull needles out and stick needles back into the tubing of the IV. And they were trying to get it to flush. They were trying to get anything. They couldn't get blood. They couldn't get anything. And I told her, she was screaming so loud and just hysterical. And I couldn't imagine, like, if somebody was doing that to my arm, I'd freak out. But I told her to look at me. I was like, look at me, because Alex was holding her. I was like, look at me. And when she looked at me, she was looking at me, but she was not looking at me, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know where she was, but it wasn't looking at me. Her whole eyes were just, it was like she was seeing through me. Like, and in that moment, I just started crying. Like, I couldn't help it. It was just flood of emotions. And anyway, the guy was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I don't think they need the blood. You know, like, I'm going to go talk to the doctor. I'm not doing this to her, because what had happened was she was so swollen up that no pediatric needle could get to her. And he was like, this, she's just too swollen. And even if we do get blood out, it takes too long. So the blood wouldn't be able to be used. Right. And we were like, okay. So they bandaged her up, and her and Alex fell asleep because Alex had already worked all day long, y'all. He was up since 5 a.m. So they take a nap for about an hour because, like I said, all the ambulances coming in. And they come in, they talk to us, they tell us, you know, that they've been in contact with CHOA. CHOA thinks that it is serum sickness, but they want to test one more thing, which is urine. And they were like, we're going to put a catheter in. I said, nope. No, we're not doing a catheter. She can sit on the potty and pee like she's trying to potty train anyway. Can y'all give me time? He goes, you take whatever time you need. He said, I don't care how long you were here. You do what's best for your daughter. And I said, okay. It took us an hour and a half to get that girl to pee. She did so good, though. She sat on the potty. She watched Frozen. I was pumping her full of water. I had my little hydro jug right here, or whatever they call this one. And I was just like, drink. And like, she finally did it, and we all started crying, like, when she finally peed. Like, the doctors and nurses, she had won their hearts over, like, because she was such a little trooper, and it was so, like, even the nurses came in, and I'm not trying to, like, toot my own horn, but the nurses were like, thank you for being such a great family. Like, you have no idea how much it means to us after a night like this and stuff. And the doctor even came in, and he was like, you know, I don't even have kids yet, but, like, you know, your daughter is just amazing. And we were all like crying, and you could tell the doctors were like getting emotional, and the nurses and stuff. And about an hour later, we got the results back. Her urine was fine. So they put her on prednisone, and they gave us a prescription for prednisone, and said that CHOA said keep doing, because they took pictures of her too. Like, that's also what I didn't say was her rash had gotten worse during this time, like way worse. And the doctors kind of freaked out when we pulled her shirt off and everything. They were like, whoa, like, this is worse than just amoxicillin. So serum sickness, they took pictures, sent it to CHOA, and they said serum sickness. But they said, we want you to go to your pediatric doctor immediately today. It was Saturday by this point. It was like 3:30. We were at the emergency room at 7:45 on Friday, and we didn't leave till 3:30, 4 on Saturday morning. And we hadn't ate either. Like, the last meal I ate was lunch. So your girl was hungry. But anyway, they gave us prednisone, a script for prednisone. And they said, you need to call. And I said, well, lucky enough, the other office, not my main office, but the other office has hours from 8 to 12. And he said, okay, at 8, wake up, call them, get in. I said, okay. Because they wanted to make sure, and Cho wanted to make sure that they agreed with the diagnosis type thing. So we get home, we get Brooklyn to bed. We didn't give her the prednisone because we couldn't get it filled anyway. But the doctor had offered it, but he said she needs to sleep and prednisone will keep her up. So we got her to bed, got us to bed, and then I had an alarm set for 7:59 to call the doctor. So we're all asleep. We've only had like 2 hours of sleep at this point, it feels like, because by the time we got home, got showered and everything, got in the bed, it was like 5, so maybe like 3 hours at that point. I called the doctor, or the office, and I'm like, hey, this is what happened. We have to get in. And she said, can you be here by 8:30? I said, it's 8 o'clock. We've been at the ER all night. Do you not have a later appointment? She said, no, it's the rules. Like, you have to come as early as possible. I don't know, whatever. And I said, well, I'm not going to make it by 8. I said, that's 30 minutes to get her dressed, us dressed, and get across town. I said, it's just not going to happen. I'll get there as soon as possible. Like, it'll probably be like 10 minutes after. She said, that's fine. We get there, and we had the whole blood draw situation, everything. We get there. The nurse calls us back. The nurse is real nice. She's like, hey, I'm so sorry you went through this. This sounds awful. Like, I couldn't imagine, like being up and all that, right? I'm like, yeah. And the doctor walked in, and like I said, this is not our office. These are not our doctors, but they're still in the same practice, right? They're the same. They're just different locations. He walks in, and he looks at her and he goes, looks like you've had a rough night. And I said, yeah, they tried getting her blood 3 times and couldn't get it. He looked me dead in my eyes and goes, that's because they're not equipped for it. And I said, I was told not to go to CHOA. I said, CHOA told me not to go to get to the nearest emergency room. He just kind of blows me off, right? And so he goes about the exam. He's kind of making snide comments the whole time about like, like kind of like saying we should have went to CHOA, blah, blah, blah. And at the end, he does the whole exam and agrees that it's the serum sickness. And at the end, he then again, the asshole, then again goes, if she was stable enough, y'all should have went to CHOA. You shouldn't have went there. And I said, sir, they told me not to risk going all the way to CHOA. They told me to go there. And he was like, you should have done it anyway. And like, I was just like, I got floored. Also, I'm going to have to pause this 1 second because I don't know if CapCut's going to upload it. Hold on 1 second. I was absolutely floored. And like, Alex could tell that I was upset. Like, I was like getting teary-eyed and stuff because, I mean, it felt like he had told me, like, you effed up, you idiot. Like, you sorry mom. How dare you take your kid to another emergency room and put her through that? That's what it felt like to me. And his bedside manner was terrible. Absolutely terrible. He was so rude. Like, not knowing all that we had been through, not knowing anything that we had been through, and for him to make such rude comments. And I didn't let it faze me, right? And then we got home and we all took naps. Like, we all wiped out because Isabella was with my mom and dad all night. And my mom texted me around like 2 and was like, hey, you and Alex need to get out of the house. Y'all need to go eat. Y'all need to go do something. Let us watch the girls. And so I went upstairs to shower, and like in the shower, does anybody else, when you're all alone, and I did this when my papa died, when you're all alone in a shower or a bath or in silence is when everything comes back to you, like flooding back to you. And like, I kept seeing her face during the blood draw. I kept seeing, everything that happened and how great she was and all this stuff. And all I could think was that jackass of a doctor making me feel like crap that I did this to my daughter, that my daughter wouldn't have went through that, And then I think to myself, no, because CHOA would have never stopped. If they wanted blood work, come hell or high water, they would have got blood work because that's just how they are. So, I cried for a while, and like, I even called Alex up there to like talk through things, and he calmed me down. And then when I was doing my makeup, I was talking to my best friend, recording it in a voice memo. I started crying again, had to fix my makeup again. But, that's why I wanted to share this story, was to draw attention to, hey, if this happens to your kid with amoxicillin or any type of medicine, this is what I went through. Keep an eye out for those signs. Keep an eye out for what to do. And B, also to say, doctors are assholes sometimes. Like, I love doctors. I love my pediatrician. But there are some doctors that, especially for pediatricians, should not be doctors. And, as parents, we are our kids' advocates. And for people to put us down for doing what we were told to and stuff like that, it's not okay. It's not okay. And if you've ever been in that position, I am so, so sorry. If you've ever felt that way, I'm so, so sorry. Like, it hurts and it sucks. But I haven't yet, but I am going to file a complaint on that doctor, because that is uncalled for to do that to a parent and to make a parent feel that way. I am going to file a report on him. And also, my pediatrician, he said that he was friends with my pediatrician. So Bella has a doctor's appointment coming up, and I'm going to let her know what happened. Because I feel like things like this should not go under the rug, because no parent deserves to feel like that, and no parent deserves to be taught to or treated that way. Like, we're all humans. Like, just because you have a bigger degree than I do does not mean you talk down to me. I did exactly what I was supposed to do. I did exactly what the highest level of children's pediatric care told me to do. And to be shamed just is not okay. Like, it's not okay. But anyways, I just kind of wanted to share that story, because it was really hard. And I still, even till today, Tuesday, 3 days after it, am having a hard time. Like, I had to pull her bandages off from where her IVs were yesterday. And it all just came flooding back to me that it's your fault. You should have never taken her there. Like, and I should never have to feel that way as a parent. Never, never. And it just really hurts. So that's why I wanted to get it off my chest, so that I could talk through it as a therapy session with you, but also to let you know, if you ever go through something like I've been through, that don't let people treat you like that. Like, you are a good parent if you're doing whatever you can to make sure your child is taken care of. And also, like I said, just to get the story of Brooklyn's emergency visit, so that if your kids ever go through that, because after talking to a lot of parents, and a lot of people who reached out to check on her, church and stuff like that, a lot of people have had amoxicillin allergies. They haven't had it as severe as Brooklyn, but they've had it. And one of my friends, actually, her daughter had a sulfur, because apparently if you're allergic to amoxicillin, they give you sulfur or vice versa. And she was allergic to that. And just talking through with parents, you feel not alone. So I wanted to share this. I know that my channel is a health journey, but I also am a mom, and I want to share that with you, that, this can happen. And maybe one day when I'm stable enough to talk about it, I'll talk about food allergies. I would like to make a video on it for parents who might be having babies, or parents that have young babies, that are not to instill fear, but to instill courage and, the ability to handle those situations, because I have been in those situations, like I said, by myself, completely by myself. And I've had to know what to do. And that first time with Bella, I was taught what things I should have around my house, where I should have them around my house, like aspirators and stuff like that. You wouldn't believe how many aspirators I have in different versions. But I would like to talk about that, but I also know, sorry, my voice is starting to give out. I also know that is a very, very sensitive subject. And when you saw at the beginning of the talk, I do get very emotional about it, because it's still to this day just is really hard. But I know it would be beneficial for parents that might go through it or have been through it. But that's enough yapping. I have talked a lot. I just, like I said, wanted to share my story, because that needs to be out there. And I feel like, I can do it without showing Brooklyn and, violating her privacy. I could do it in a way of just me and you talking and me sharing the experience. So, but anyways, she is doing good. She's at school today. So I know she's been wanting to go to school. I kept her home yesterday for the heart doctor. If y'all didn't see my grocery haul, Brooklyn is completely clear of any heart murmurs. Praise God. Like I literally was like, that's my win. That's my win for right now. So we are all clear for that. But this too shall pass. Everything, will go on. I have my kids. I have my health. I know it doesn't sound like it right now, but I have my health. I have my family, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. So we're taking the little wins. We're taking the little bits of joy and everything, but I'm going to go ahead, give my voice a rest. I've got some electrolytes actually in here today instead of just my orange blast because I need to get all this cleared up. But anyways, I will see y'all back for breakfast number 2. And then lunch is really exciting today. I had it yesterday. So good. I can't wait to share that with y'all. But anyways, I'm going to stop rambling. And I'll see y'all here in a little bit for breakfast number a dose. All right, you guys. I went ahead and got all this cooked up because, it's the same old, same old. The only thing that I changed was instead of English muffin, I got a bagel. My lunch is a little bit less carb heavy than it was last week. So I was able to put a little bit more carbs with breakfast. But this is just a Thomas cinnamon raisin bagel. I love those. They're so good. I have not tried the Great Value one. I kind of tend to, I'm not even going to lie, like the Thomas bagels better than Great Value. My husband can attest to that. He gets kind of annoyed when I buy the cheap ones. But I'm like, listen, son, like, you don't have to care about what it tastes like. You inhale it like nobody's business. So anyways, that's just a running joke between me and him. But I've got that, and then I've got 150 grams egg whites, 1 egg, and then 70 grams of the Good Culture cottage cheese, and that is it. I'm probably going to pop open a Diet Coke just to sip on, just to give me something different than those electrolytes. But I will see y'all back for lunch. Like I said, lunch is going to be really good today, so I can't wait to share that with y'all. And the time is 11:04 at the moment. All right, you guys, let's make some lunch. It is 1:17 right now. I'm feeling even worse. I even get those steroid shots and everything. I just had to take more ibuprofen for my head, but I'm gonna make this real quick is what I'm getting at. I have 4.3 ounces of Tyson blackened chicken breasts in the air fryer right now. To make my wrap, I'm gonna be using 2 of the La Bancherita carb counter tortillas. These are the ones that are 60 calories. They have so many different ones now. There's ones that are 70 calories. They have the little teeny tiny ones that are like 25 calories. Use whatever you want. I really like these. They don't hurt my stomach. I know a lot of people do have issues with them hurting their stomach. Me particularly, I don't have that problem. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take 2 of those, and then I've got my Bolt House ranch dressing. And I'm going to do 1 serving, which is 30 grams. It's 50 calories. So I'm going to do 25 and 25 on each tortilla. And then I've got my shredded cheddar cheese. I'm going to do 32 grams of shredded cheddar cheese. Just kind of split it evenly. And then I've got some shredded lettuce that I'm going to put on there as well. And then when the Tyson chicken comes out, I'm going to chop it up and put it on the wrap. So I'm going to go ahead and get all that together. And then I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Also, while I'm thinking about it, so I don't have to like go into detail later when I'm in a rush, because I always wait on those gymnastics days. I'm always the worst at getting things done at the last second. For my snack today, I am going to be taking 2 of the Thomas swirl bread slices and 1 of my Premier Proteins. I'm not going to make it into a coffee because I don't want to run the risk of, what coffee does to some people. I don't want to be gone for a long period of time, just in case. But I am going to be taking 2 slices of the Thomas swirl bread with 1 of the chocolate Premier Proteins. Like I said, the Premier Protein is not my favorite. I will just go ahead and say that. But it was on sale and it was a lot cheaper than the Core Power. But once I get through all of these Premier Proteins, I'm probably going to go back to Core Power because when they're normal price, they're basically the same. So anyways, I just wanted to go ahead and let you know because I am getting like Bella's gymnastics bag together and all her snacks and stuff, and was like, why don't I just go ahead and get mine together? Because I've got 3 more minutes left on my chicken. But I'm going to get this together. And like I said, I'll show you all this when it gets done. All right, you guys, here is lunch. The ranch is on the bottom. You can kind of see it right there. I did ranch, cheese, and then lettuce. I had to put a lot of lettuce because your girl does not handle spice very well. And for some reason, this bag of blackened chicken is super spicy. Like, normally I can handle it, but this one is just like a different kind of spice. But it's okay. Maybe it'll help open my sinuses up and make me feel better. But all I did was chop it up and put it on the 2 wraps. And this is going to be lunch. And I will see y'all back for snack time. It's here. I ordered a bunch of the new Gymshark stuff. I'm so excited to open it. I got some pink stuff. Believe it or not, I got some pink stuff. Super excited to open it and show y'all what I got. I'm not going to do a try on haul, but I am going to show you everything. But I got to go put Sissy down real quick. She's super, super tired. Also, in the background, yes, we still have my tree. I haven't put it in storage yet. It is what it is. And then we have the girls' canes from the 100-year day of school. But anyway, I'm going to go put Sissy down. I'll show you what I got, and then we'll get dinner cooking. All right, you guys, I'm going to open up my package, show you all my little goodies that I got. I'm so excited. I did use code ALLI, A-L-L-I, as a discount. Hold on one second. My mom's calling in. Sorry about that. She's got Bella. She's bringing Bella over. My dad, with his compromised immune system, I didn't want to be around him with everything. But I switched out. I took Bella to gymnastics, came home, dropped Bella off so she could, good God, what did they use? Super glue on this thing? Switched out the girls, hung out with Brooklyn, and then she just went down. It's still a little early. That's why I'm not cooking dinner yet. She's worn out. That's her first day back at school in like a week, over a week. So, you know, she wore herself out. So this is a new line that I haven't tried out, a lot of this stuff, but it looked so awesome, like on the models and stuff. It was so, so cool. It's their, it's got like, I don't know if you can tell, but it's got the butt pads almost in the back. It's so cool. I'll have I don't know the exact name. Let me see if it's on here. Because y'all know I'm not great at remembering stuff, and also I film on my phone. So I can't really pull stuff out like at the mention of it. Think of it. I know this is the purple, the dark purple color. I'm obsessed. I don't know if y'all can see if it's purple. It looks black almost, but up close you can see the iridescent. It's almost iridescent. Can you get that right there? But what is this one called? I don't know. You guys, I'll have to check and get the exact names for you. But what sold me was the butt pads, and these are also a lot more stretchy, and the material is a lot different than my Vital Seamless 2 leggings. So I'm super, super excited to try these out. I think I got like multiple colors, and then if I'm not mistaken, there's the name of it. There is the name of it. I just saw it. It's a Lift Contour Seamless Leggings. It's a body fit. I got them in navy too, because all I have is black leggings. So I was like, we need to mix it up. But these are the navy ones. I love the butt part of it. It doesn't really do that super scrunchy thing that like my TLF and stuff does, which I'm kind of excited about. I like TLF's version, but I've tried like Amplify by Alphalete, and I like the shorts that I have, the Amplify contour shorts, but I hate the original Amplify. I hate it. That butt scrunch ripped on me, and I hated it. So I'm really excited to try these. Like I said, these are the navy ones. And then I got some pink stuff. I'm not a pink person, but I was like, hey, let's add it. This is a bra that I have not tried by them. Let's see if the name is on here. It's the Lift Seamless one. I just loved that pink, and I love the back. Y'all know I'm a sucker for a back. And you can unhook this if you want to go 2 straps and just wear it like that if you want to wear it. I am going to pull the padding out. Y'all know I hate padding. But I just thought this was really beautiful. I love the material, and I think it'd be a really good shoulders or back day. And then the last thing that I got, it's like a salmon-y pink. Looks more orange on camera, but it looks more pinky orange. Like to my eye, like seeing it up close. This is the Vital Seamless. Okay, so I did get the new color, the Vital Seamless. Y'all know I'm addicted to my Vital Seamless. It's got the little dots like my black ones and my RIP to my blue ones, y'all. Like, I can't believe I got a hole in those after 2 years, but you know, it is what it is. So I kind of had to get another pair because I love my Vital Seamlesses. So this is the salmony pink color, but like I said, it's showing more orange to y'all, but I'm super excited to wear these. Hopefully I'll be feeling better tomorrow to be able to go to the gym and try these out. I do want to try the butt scrunch, or the, not the butt scrunch, the, what were they called again? You guys, I'm struggling. What bag was it? Said it. The Contour Seamless, golly. I want to try the Contour Seamless ones out because they do have some other colors. They have this really pretty green one. And if I like those, I am going to get the green ones. You know how it is. But anyways, I am wearing an XL in the bra and the pants. They fit great. Really hold you in and suck you in. But that is my Gymshark haul. And I'll be back to show y'all dinner. All right, you guys. It is 7:04, I think is what the time says. I've got my Sloppy Joe toast. Ignore that there's not that much Sloppy Joe on there. I miscalculated. It happens, but I still hit my protein, so I'm not worried about it. But I've got 50 grams of my Sloppy Joe meat. All it is 2 pounds of ground beef, 93.7. Cook it up, add some seasoning to it, and then a can of Manwich. And then that's it. I call it a day. And then I do the per gram macros of it so that I know how much I can put on there. 2 slices of the Great Value 5 cheese toast, Texas toast. I actually like it better than the name brand. I know, crazy, right? And then 25 grams of sour cream on top. It's light sour cream, the Daisy Light sour cream. But this is gonna be dinner. This is gonna finish me off for the day. And that's also gonna finish my video. I know it was a little bit of a long one, a little bit of a rant, but like I tried to iterate, I wasn't just complaining or, you know, telling you a story just to tell you a story of what happened. I really want to help educate moms that might have gone through this or might accidentally, God forbid, go through it. Let them know what I kind of was experiencing and what happened, because, you know, we are all out here just trying to help each other when it comes to health, when it comes to being moms, when it comes to being married couples, when it comes to just being anything in life. We've all been at the starting line and, you know, all of that. So anyways, I hope y'all have a great night, day, whatever time it is you're watching this. And hopefully in my Friday video, I'll be able to get y'all a workout in and everything. I'm starting to feel a lot better. I think the steroid and the whatever the other shot is starting to help. I didn't have to take Motrin an hour ago, which is when I would have, because the original Motrin that I took for my headache wore off. So I'm not having that, but I do notice my voice is like kind of getting that more deepy, raspy kind of thing, and my cough is about the same. So hopefully I'm not going to get any worse, but I do know in the morning they're going to call me and let me know whatever my test results were. So anyways, but I hope y'all have a great night, day, whatever time it is you're watching this. I'll see you on the next one. Peace, guys.
I've been lost, yeah.